Hello, everybody. Today I want to tell you a few stories of the things I used to do with my boyhood friend Argiri in SET. This would have been our age of 11, 12, 13 at that time in the summers. In the winter, we were going to school in Mirina, so we didn't do those things. Argiri was about 1 year older than me, but we did very well together. His father was a priest, the priest of the village, and he liked to fish. He had a lot of free time because he didn't have another occupation. So he used to go fishing and take us with him. He used to go to Ayarmola and fished for octopus. With Argiri, we learned how to swim together in Ayarmola. We used flasks, the flasks that we grew out in the fields, and we used them, we cut them, open them up, and use them for different things. Use them for pouring wine in there, any liquid. Also, we cut them on the side, so will be served as a cup for drinking water, doing all sorts of things with it. Use it as a cup, a big cup. If this flasks are not open, they float. So we used to get two of them and tie them around our waist, go in the water about waist high, no bathing suits, no nothing, and then try to swim to the shore. We went back and forth, and that's how we learned how to swim. Fishing for the octopus, you used to have you needed two things. You needed one cane, long cane, and at the end of it you tie a white handkerchief or any white cloth. And on the other hand, your good hand, your right hand if you were left-handed, you had a spear, a fork, a giant fork on the end of another cane or a rod. And the octopus, he makes his nest, he's hiding under rocks, and he waits there for a prey to go by, grab it. So you get the white handkerchief, I think we used to call it shushulas, and pass it by around the rocks. And if it was an octopus, you come out and grab it. And when he grabbed it, with the other hand, with your spear, you speared it, and that's got the octopus. If you got him out, then you had to bite it with your teeth between the eyes on top, because that's where his brain is in order to kill it. And then in order to make it edible, you'll be able to cook, you have to heat it on the rocks. Like they say, 40 times minus 1. Why 40 times minus 1? Because this is how many times they hit Christ when he was on the cross. And then you have to rub it. What you got to do, you got to kill the muscles. Otherwise, it's very, very hard, even after you cook it. We used to we wanted to make a mask, so we'll put our head in the water and be able to see. Again, we use a flask, we cut it open on one side, and we'll try to make it fit around our face. We'll try to put glass in it and tie it, but we didn't have any glue or anything like that, so we used the glue that we used for gluing papers. It was get some flour and dilute it with water, put it in the water, make a paste, and put it all around it, and when it dries, it glued. So I did the same thing with the mask, but as soon as we put the face in the water, the the glue disintegrated, and we couldn't do that. So that was a bad design. But we were thinking. Then we wanted to make a fishing gun, so we can spear fish. Well, that was a disaster too. We had it all designed. It was the designer and an executioner was me, of course. And we got to the place where we wanted to have a spring to pull it back with a spring, and we did find a wire that it was tempered so you can make a spring out of it, but we were not strong enough to coil it to make a spring. So that didn't work out either. Anyway, we love to do all those things. We go pick up, there is a little animal called petallida. It kind of glues and eats the algae on the rocks. And if you cook quick enough, you can put your knife underneath them, you can pull them out. Otherwise, they're just glued on there and you can't get them out. You have to break them. We use them for bait, but also use them to eat them. Yeah, with a knife, you pull them out and you eat them raw. Anyway, in the village, we used to be together all the time. And in order not to bother our parents every time we go and see if he's there, we devised a thing like at his house in one place. Before you got to the house, we had a place and we had a rock. If the rock was in this position, for example, he was in. If it was in that position, he was out. The same thing in my house. As he would come in, he would go check that place. If the rock was there, okay, he'd come ask for me. If he was not there, was on the other side, he would ask for me, because we bothered our parents and yelled at us. Anyway, the other thing is when we wanted to meet someplace, I'll see you later. What time? Well, we had no watches, we have nothing like that. So we time ourselves with our shadow. We would draw a line on the ground and then back away from it until our shadow touches the line. And then we put one foot in front of the other and count how many feet is our shadow. And if it was more than a foot, then we'll put our fingers down flat and we'll say, well, we got 5 feet and 4 fingers, or 5 fingers, or something like that. So if we had to do that, then we were, from time to time, measured. It was not exact time, but we were very, very successful in establishing the time we're going to meet someplace. We used to like to go fishing. At one time they told us that the crabs are in the shallow waters, in grass, and on Friday nights in August, on a full moon, they get married. Therefore, there's a lot of crabs out. Now, by the airport, where the airport is now, in that area by the water, it was very shallow, sandy shallow water with grass. So I don't remember if we asked our parents or we just got 2 buckets and walked there. It's about an hour's walk. We had to go through another village, Carpasi, to get there. We got there. I don't know if it was wearing shoes, but anyway, we took him off and walked in the grass. It was in the afternoon. I don't know what time. Anyway, it was in the afternoon. Start walking in there, and as we walked, if you stepped on the crab, you couldn't see him. Sometimes you see him running around. You stepped on them, they bite you and run, put our hands down and grab him. So we got a lot of crabs with the buckets. And we came back. It was late. You know, the sun was setting, or the sun was down. It started getting dark. And it took us an hour to get back. And as we get back at my house, it was his mother and my mother with waiting for us. Tell you, we didn't eat crabs. I don't know what happened to them, but we got a good spanking, both of us. And we were so proud that we were bringing food at home, but it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Well, I didn't do that again. We used to play soccer together. One time, I went to his house, and they had a donkey, female donkey, and she was giving birth to a baby donkey. And she was standing up, and I saw the donkey's head sticking out. I went and grabbed the head and pulled it, and the donkey came out, dropping on the floor. Then I went and told him they had a little baby donkey. Then the mother donkey turned around and licked the baby. It was some experience. His father made he lived. I think he lived. I don't know, in the iron orders of the monks, and he learned how to chant in the Byzantine style. And that's how they sing in a chant in church. So taught Argiri how to sing in that, and I used to go and listen to them, and they don't use do re mi. I use some other kind of language, as ni, vu, pa, wu, these, something like that. And it's if you had a good voice, it's very, very beautiful music. Argiri unfortunately didn't have good music, but he's still chanting in the church on Sundays in RCT, but his voice is Anyway, well, we do use a lot of things. Let me see what else we used to do. Oh, we hated cats and dogs. Of course, birds. We had slingshots always in our pocket, trying to kill the birds, little birds, with rocks. I'm not going to tell you exactly what we did to the cats and the dogs. It's not humane, not a good thing. Yeah, as I said, he was going to church every Sunday with his father, and I used to go to church. This was in the summer, so we didn't go through the school. So we used to go over there and go in the Ero, altar boy. And I used to watch his father. We used to go very early in the morning, and we helped around with the water, the zone, and the candles, and the prayers. At the end of the service, there is a prayer that the priest reads after all the people have left. He's undressed, and he took all his vestments out. He cleaned up the tables, all that, and then before he leaves, there's a prayer he recites or reads. We used to do that for him. Of course, being that age, what are you going to be? Oh, I'm going to be a priest. What are you going to be? I'm going to be a chanter. Yeah. What are you going to be? Oh, I'm going to be a shepherd. Anyway, good memories with Argiri. Argiri is still there in SAT. He's a teacher, became a teacher. He married a girl from Italy, Cristina. I see him every time we go over there, and we get together, talk a little bit, but not the same way it used to be. Argiri didn't go out of the country at all, so he is the same Argiri from Atsiki. A good man, good friend. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Enjoy telling you these stories. Bye-bye. Bye.